AITA for suing my ex for rape after she drugged me, then countersued for child support? So, this is a wild one, but bear with me. Even I find this very unreasonable. I, 35M, was married to my ex-wife, 33F, for about 5 years. Before we got married, I insisted on a prenup, which she hated, but eventually signed. Something I wasn't sure would be needed, but just to be safe because of all that's going around lately, if you know what I mean. Long story short, the marriage went downhill fast. She was spending recklessly, constantly picking fights, and I caught her flirting with other guys more times than I could count. So, when I filed for divorce, she was livid, especially when she realized the prenup left her with absolutely nothing. Well, that marriage was all in the past, and I don't want to talk about the details. The divorce was finalized, and I was in court, signing the last bits of paperwork. I won. I was free. I didn't have to pay her a cent. My friends and I went out for a small celebration afterward, and that's where things took a turn. At the bar, my ex just happened to show up. She was all fake smiles, saying there were no hard feelings, and that we should have one last drink for old time's sake. Stupidly, I accepted. That's the last thing I remember. Yeah, very stupid, I know, who believes their ex means well for them. Well, I thought she had accepted and was ready to move on, but I was mega wrong. I woke up in my apartment, head pounding, feeling completely off. And then I noticed her, lying next to me, smirking. A victorious smile on her lips, probably planning to use the event as leverage. I was too mad to be bothered. I lost it. I knew what had happened. I felt disgusting. Violated. But at that moment, I just wanted her out. I threw her clothes at her and kicked her out of my place. I went straight to the police. They took it seriously, and I filed charges against her for drugging and raping me. A couple of weeks passed, and then I got hit with the most insane counter-lawsuit ever, child support. Turns out, she got pregnant from that night. I was floored. My lawyer assured me that if I could prove the rape, I wouldn't be financially responsible. But here's the kicker, despite the evidence, toxicology reports, security footage of her slipping something into my drink, and even messages where she bragged about getting her revenge, her lawyer argued that since we had a prior sexual history, it wasn't rape, but marital coercion, a term I had never even heard of. Now, we're in court again. She's trying to paint herself as a victim, saying she was desperate because I left her with nothing. Meanwhile, I'm fighting like hell to not be forced into paying for a child that was conceived through a crime. So, AITA for suing my ex for rape and trying to avoid child support? Because somehow, in some funny twisted logic, people are still saying I should step up and take responsibility. Their words, a child is now involved. Alright, so I didn't expect my post to blow up like it did, but since a lot of people are asking for more details, here's the backstory, and what's happening with the court case now. I met my ex, let's call her Lisa, about 7 years ago. At first, she was charming, fun, and seemed like the perfect partner. She came from a well-off family, but her parents cut her off in her early 20s because she had a habit of blowing through money like it was infinite. I didn't see the red flags at first because, well, love is blind, and she was really good at making herself seem like a victim of her strict parents. We got married after 2 years of dating. Her parents weren't in the picture then, and things immediately changed. She went from being sweet and affectionate to being demanding, manipulative, and financially reckless. I had a solid career, made good money, and had been smart about my finances, but she treated my bank account like a bottomless pit. Some of the insane things she did during our marriage. Bought a new luxury car behind my back, in my name. I only found out when the payment started hitting my credit card. Drained our joint account on designer bags and jewelry while lying about paying the mortgage. I almost lost my house because of her. Threw a birthday party for herself that cost nearly $20,000 and put it on my credit card. Cheated on me, and twice that I know of, one of them with my coworker. She said it didn't count because we were in a rough patch. Tried to get pregnant on purpose multiple times even though we agreed to wait. I caught her messing with my condoms at least once. When I finally had enough and filed for divorce, she lost it. I mean, full meltdown. She screamed, threw things, threatened to ruin my life, all of it. Then, when she realized the prenup left her with nothing, she suddenly wanted to work things out. Fast forward to the night at the bar. I was stupid for even accepting a drink from her, but I was in a good mood, finally free of her financial and emotional abuse. I had one drink. That was all. And then, nothing. Woke up at home, Lisa in my bed, looking smug. My body felt wrong. My head was pounding. And the worst part? She acted like nothing was weird. Like we had just had a romantic night together. I knew instantly what had happened. I kicked her out. I went to the police. The toxicology report confirmed that I had been drugged with a combination of benzodiazepines and something else that knocked me out cold. Security footage from the bar showed her slipping something into my drink when I wasn't looking. My lawyer and I had a rock-solid case. Lisa got arrested, but she made bail. Her lawyer came out swinging with the worst argument I've ever heard. You were married before, so it wasn't really rape. Maybe he just drank too much and forgot. If he was really unconscious, how did the act even happen? As if consent doesn't matter when you're drugged. Bollocks, like, who insinuates such things or even believes it? Despite the clear evidence, texts where she literally bragged to her friends about getting what she deserved, and how I owed her one last time, the legal system is not kind to male victims. The DA was hesitant to push for the highest charges, but we still moved forward with a sexual assault case. Then came the bombshell. Lisa announced she was pregnant. And just like that, she flipped the script from the defendant to victim. She sobbed in court, saying she was just a desperate woman who wanted a family, that I abandoned her after using her for years, and that she had no choice but to fight for her future. It was a complete circus. Her counter-lawsuit demanded full child support for 18 years, claiming that since I was the biological father, I was legally responsible, no matter how the conception happened. My lawyer is fighting this hard. If we can prove the pregnancy was a result of rape, then I shouldn't have to pay anything. But Lisa's legal team is arguing consent based on our past relationship, and some states have grey areas in their laws when it comes to cases like mine. It's terrifying to think that I could be forced to pay for a child I never agreed to have, conceived through a crime. The rape trial is still ongoing. The child support case is next. Lisa is playing the perfect victim in front of the court, while I'm being treated like I'm just trying to dodge my responsibilities. I've even had people turn on me, saying I should just be a man and take care of my kid. Some even doubt my story, because apparently, men can't be raped. It's maddening. I never wanted this. I wanted out of the marriage, I wanted my life back. And now, I'm stuck in a legal nightmare because my ex thought she could trap me one last time. I don't know how this will end, but I refuse to go down without a fight. Top comments from my last post. Legal Eagle 233, get the best lawyer you can afford. Some states have loopholes that might force you into child support even if the pregnancy was from a crime, but fight this with everything you have. This could set a precedent for other male victims. Cole Justice 93, this is disgusting. If the roles were reversed, she would already be in prison and you'd be a monster. Keep pushing for justice. She doesn't deserve a dime from you. Ghost_protocol, bro, she literally drugged and raped you, and now the courts are considering rewarding her with financial support? What kind of dystopian nightmare is this? Not your ATM, the system is broken. You need to go nuclear. Publicity, men's rights organizations, whatever it takes. If you go down, make sure everyone sees how fed up this is. You ever notice how when a guy is raped, people hesitate to believe him? How there's always some excuse, he must have wanted it, he must have led her on. How can a man be raped if he's physically able to have sex? But when a woman is raped, there's outrage, justice, sympathy. It's almost like the system was built to ignore male victims. That's exactly what's happening to me right now. My lawyer told me, in private, that this case was a coin toss at best. We have the toxicology report, the texts, the security footage, but somehow, that's still not enough. Her lawyer is playing every legal technicality imaginable. They had a prior relationship. It wasn't premeditated. He can't prove he didn't want it. How the F am I supposed to prove I didn't want something when I was unconscious? The child is innocent. And that last one? That's what's screwing me over. The judge is sympathetic, but to her. He keeps bringing up how the baby is an innocent party in all of this. How the law is built to ensure children always have financial support from both parents, regardless of the circumstances of conception. My lawyer argued that I was a victim of a crime and shouldn't be financially responsible. The judge actually had the audacity to look me in the eye and say, "While I understand the trauma you've endured, the child did not ask to be born, and the law prioritizes their well-being." I wanted to scream. So, because Lisa committed a crime, I have to be the one to pay for it. If the roles were reversed, I'd be in jail. No debate. No questions. Just prison. But since I'm a guy, it's complicated. If you think my family has my back in this, think again. My mom and dad have always wanted grandkids. They knew Lisa, and I weren't planning for kids, so now that one's here. Even under these circumstances, they don't care about how it happened. My mom's exact words. "This baby is a blessing, no matter how it came to be." I nearly walked out of the house when she said that. My dad, who's normally the rational one, told me, "You can fight this all you want, but if that baby is yours, you have a duty to take care of it." A duty. Like I just accidentally got a woman pregnant, not like I was raped and forced into this. They even invited Lisa over to talk. Behind my back. I came home and saw her sitting in my parents' living room, smiling like she won the damn lottery. My own parents were comforting her, talking about how hard this must be for her. I exploded. Told them they were betraying me, that Lisa was a criminal, and that if they wanted a relationship with her and the baby so badly, they could have won without me. Now they're telling me I'm being cold and unreasonable. My lawyer pulled me aside after our last court hearing and told me the worst-case scenario. If Lisa is convicted of sexual assault, I might have a shot at avoiding child support. But if she walks? The court will almost certainly order me to pay. And here's the catch, the burden of proof for criminal court, beyond a reasonable doubt, is way higher than civil court, preponderance of evidence. If we don't get a conviction, the family court might still rule in her favor. Lisa knows this. She's acting like a saint in court, playing the role of the remorseful woman who made a bad decision because she was desperate and in love. Her lawyer keeps emphasizing that she's willing to co-parent and that she wants me in the child's life. She's winning public sympathy. I've already had people turn on me. Some mutual friends are saying I should just accept the child because he's innocent. That Lisa isn't a monster, she just made a mistake. A mistake that could cost me 18 years of financial slavery. I can feel the walls closing in. If she walks from the rape case, I am screwed. I will be legally forced to pay for a child I was drugged into conceiving. I don't know how much more of this I can take. The stress is eating me alive. My next hearing is in 2 weeks. If the judge rules against me, my life is effectively over. Top comments from my last update. Justice for All 89. The system is so rigged against male victims it's disgusting. If you have to pay child support, use that money to document everything and build a custody case. She's already proven she's manipulative and unfit. Shadow Knight 233. Your parents straight up betrayed you. I'd go no contact until they realize how messed up they're being. If they're willing to side with your rapist over you, they don't deserve to be in your life right now. Legal_ghost. At this point, public exposure might be your best weapon. The court of public opinion is brutal, but if her reputation takes a hit, she might lose some of the leverage she has. Tired of the BS 94, I'd be looking into state laws hard. If she's convicted, you might be able to petition the court to get out of child support. If not, fight for custody and make sure she never benefits from this. At this point, I was desperate. I had no support from my own parents, the court was leaning toward child support, and Lisa was winning the sympathy battle. So I did something drastic. I reached out to Lisa's estranged family. Her parents had cut her off years ago because of her spending habits, manipulative tendencies, and overall toxicity. I figured if anyone would understand what I was dealing with, it was them. I tracked down her father's business email and sent him everything. The court documents. The police reports. The security footage from the bar. The toxicology report. The texts where she admitted to drugging me. 2 days later, I got a response. Her dad's exact words, "We knew she was bad, but we didn't know she was this bad. We're willing to step in." Her family agreed to help financially, but under strict conditions. They would monitor every single cent to ensure it went directly toward the baby's well-being, not Lisa's personal spending. If I fought for custody, they would back me 100%. Lisa would never see a dime from them again, only the baby. I didn't even hesitate, I accepted. The rape trial finally concluded. Lisa was found guilty. Not a long prison sentence, but 18 months of community service and mandatory psychological evaluation. She walked out of the courtroom crying, but I didn't care. For once, the system acknowledged that I was a victim. But the child support case? That's where things didn't go as planned. Despite the conviction, the judge still ruled in favor of child support. His reasoning? The child is innocent in all of this, and it would be unethical to leave the mother without financial assistance for the baby's well-being. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break something. But I didn't. Because at that moment, I realized I still won in the long run. Lisa got a criminal record. Her parents cut her off. I had their financial backing and their promise to help me fight for custody. Once the baby is born, I'm immediately suing for full custody. Lisa has already proven she's unfit, she drugged and raped someone to get pregnant. Once the baby is out of her, I'll have my legal ammunition to take everything from her. This has been the most soul-crushing experience of my life. But I survived. I might be stuck paying child support for now, but Lisa lost everything else. When the time is right, I'll fight for custody, and with her criminal record, I like my chances. This isn't the ending I wanted. But in the end, Lisa tried to trap me, and all she did was dig her own grave. Rage against the system, bro. The fact that you still have to pay child support after being raped is proof that the system is broken beyond repair. I'm glad you're fighting back, but this is beyond infuriating. ARP's reply, yeah, it's a gut punch. But at least now I have a solid path to getting full custody. If I can make sure Lisa has zero influence on this kid's life, I'll consider that a win. Legal Mind 33, the fact that she was found guilty but you still have to pay is insane. There's got to be a legal loophole to fight this. ARP's reply, my lawyer is looking into it. Unfortunately, child support laws prioritize the kid no matter how they were conceived. Best case scenario is that I use this against her in family court when I sue for custody. Not your ATM, Lisa played herself so hard. Imagine committing a crime just to trap a guy, and now she's got a record, no family backing, and a custody battle incoming. Instant karma. ARP's reply, she really thought she won when I got hit with child support. But the second that kid is born, I'm going for the throat in family court. Broken but fighting. Dude, I can't even imagine how exhausting this has been for you. Do you have a support system? Therapy? Anything? ARP's reply, I've started therapy, yeah. My lawyer's been a rock through all this, and Lisa's parents have actually been really supportive since they realized what she did. It still sucks. But I'm not alone in this anymore. Grandpa knows best, your parents still supporting Lisa over you is unforgivable. I'd cut them off until they realize how bad they screwed up. ARP's reply, I haven't spoken to them since they invited her over behind my back. If they want to be in my life, they'll have to fix the damage they did first. Dark Horse PDX, make sure you document everything Lisa does from here on out. Every missed appointment, every reckless act. Build your case for full custody. ARP's reply, already on it. My lawyer's got a full game plan. I'm not letting this slip. This whole thing has been a nightmare, but I'm finally seeing a way out. Lisa wanted to trap me, but she only set herself up for failure. It's not over yet, but when it is, I'll make sure my kid never has to grow up with a mother like her.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like for us to continue being motivated to do more. And subscribe so you would be notified when we drop new contents. Also check out our previous post, you would enjoy the stories. Don't forget to engage in the comment session. Thank you.